Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We are back, baby. Ow!
Welcome back to another edition of the Black Sheep Narrative.
That's how we roll. Black Sheep Narrative.
Yeah, we back.
Dude, how's your
Back in
week
the
been?
saddle. It's good. I did a lot of stuff this week. I feel like we sat down with another business in regards to the
Can you say the
powerlifting
name?
expo. I'm not going to release it. It's a big one. I'm really excited. They haven't sent us the information back and what we're all getting. So
Yeah.
I'll release it once they do it, but it's good. It's just another edition. That means for the Strength Expo, I guess we can't technically call it the Strength Expo. They're having a fitness expo before our powerlifting strongman, and they didn't want it to be back to back. It's fitness expo in regards to
they do it every year.
Every year, yeah. It's just that little
janky.
Yeah,
we did it once before, but
yeah, it's
it's at the same time.
No, it's the weekend after. But they were just
back to back.
But they didn't want us to call it like an expo, like a strength expo, because technically there's a fitness expo the week before, expo. More or less.
Go fuck yourself.
Hey, let's not get kicked out. Thank you for having us. I appreciate it. We won't. If you don't want me to call it an expo, I won't call it a fucking expo. But strength collection, the strength collection. Powerlifting strongman
collection.
Anyways, now we only have two more vendor spots left. We have 17 vendors already.
17? No other supplement company though, right?
No.
All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Do you?
Punch you in the dick.
I know. I would punch myself in the dick. No other supplement companies. UXO is the only supplement company.
Dude.
But yeah, we have 17 vendors. But
17 vendors.
And then I'm on my third week. That was my third week of grad school. So
third week. Congratulations.
Yep, we're making it through.
Chiseling through,
baby, for the next 2.5, 3 years. So.
Good for you, brother.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, but
dude, should we jump into questions?
Yeah, questions from last podcast.
Questions, answers, I guess. I don't know. Let's see what the people got to say about last week.
Yes.
If I can figure out how to load this. Sometimes I'm retarded.
No.
All right, there it is. Brian, the problem child. If you don't give a shit about fixing broken equipment, and I obviously cut this off, but I'm going to recap what Ryan Problem Child said.
Yeah, recap.
He talked about culture is the most important thing for him when finding a gym, and that's why he loves ILB.
Yeah.
He also talked about going into other gyms, and the reason he left other gyms is because they didn't give a shit about their equipment. They didn't clean shit. There was just no yep, that word.
Yeah.
Where they just care.
Yeah.
They just have they don't care about
no drive, complacent about their.
Yeah. They just have no ownership.
No ownership. Stuff, that's good. Yeah, that's the word.
So, and I agree with them. Yeah, it's gym culture is huge. You can definitely walk it, and you can feel it too. The minute you walk into a gym, and I've even been in a gym where culture has been great, and then some shit happens, and the culture goes to shit, and you can feel it.
Yeah.
Like even before I knew there was drama happening, you could feel it. You're like, something's going on.
Something's in the air. It's
something's
heavy.
happening.
It's heavy.
Yeah. What the fuck's going on? This place is not the same, and it flipped overnight. You can feel it. So
yeah.
Appreciate you for tuning in, Ryan. Any other feedback on that?
No, I agree. And I think it comes down to laziness and complacency. That's the number one thing you should be doing as a gym owner, or if you have staff. That's one of the most important aspects of a gym is the cleanliness of it. It's fucking gross. I've been to gyms where you get on the ground because, dude, you start stretching, right? You usually put a mat down, you start stretching, and I've gotten on the ground before and I look on my hands and they're fucking black.
It's gross.
It's fucking gross.
Disgusting, dude. But unfortunately, that's how some gyms roll, baby.
We touched on it last week. There's a difference between grunginess and like old school and just shit.
Dude, I love a grungy gym where it's just tatted up and
fucking old and
tagged up, and you're like, yeah, this is.
They have old equipment, yeah, but it's still clean, but it's still grungy, you know. And then there's a difference between just shit. It's fucking garbage in here. Yeah. It's just
And there's some gyms that have nice equipment and they just still treat the place like shit.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Mr. Jake Boone, appreciate the transparency of gym ownership. Everyone I know at ILB loves it, the environment, the camaraderie, etc. I believe in the mission and will continue to support it for as long as necessary. And that's important, man. You find somewhere, you got to give them that love, you got to give them that loyalty.
Yeah, that's a dying thing nowadays.
Absolutely. It sucks, dude. Like I think
does.
about that a lot. Like goddamn customer loyalty.
People jump ship so fast now.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's that quick fix. It feels like the invention of the internet, and like you can get everything at the tap of a button now. And,
Yeah, people's attention span, and yeah, it's so short.
and
It's
like
everything.
even with dating too, it's like you don't like everyone has fucking problems and issues and like shit that you're not gonna like about another person, but you can work through it together, right? But it feels like if you see that people just jump ship, they're like, fuck it, there's another fish in the sea. I can just go on my phone on Tinder and swipe right, baby. Swipe right, another one, you know?
Yeah. It's true, man. That's the world we live in today. Sucks. Volition Fitness. Dude, when people are like, why is this gym $40 a month? That's ridiculous. I'm always like, how is it $40 a month? What a bargain. Running these businesses opens your eyes big time.
Yeah.
And I agree. You know, I think that's what people, everybody's on such a tight budget because of everything going on. But you really do have to look, like if a gym is more, like what amenities are they offering? Like your gym, dude, you have chiropractic.
Yeah.
You have hormone
Yep.
therapy.
Mhm.
You got, speaking of which, I also met someone at an event yesterday. They do compression sleeves and everything. They're looking for like a spot. They want to be found in different. I was like, hey, reach out to these guys, talk to them. She said she's going to reach out to you.
Oh,
but
cool.
they do like compression sleeves and recovery stuff. And
Oh, cool.
they want to get set up in multiple gyms around the area and stuff. Anyways, but yeah, and that's the amenities that you have. You even created those separate offices, so these people have their private places, massage therapy, stuff like that.
Yeah, and we have a specific equipment. We're actually kind of selling ourselves short, to be honest. Like $25 a month for military memberships. Like, and we've been kind of talking about that because it's getting to a point where we have a lot of people in the gym, and it's like, okay, we're going to start being like, we're going to push it a little bit more in regards to price because we do have the equipment that other gyms don't have. But I like how Volition, Chris, he's been in the fucking business for like 12 years, dude.
Yeah.
He was talking, I saw his comment, like he has like $300,000 worth of equipment in his gym and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is interesting. Like if you do sell yourself short, you're not going to be able to make it in the industry. Like it's just, you can't get that many people for that less amount of money.
Yeah.
It's just the numbers don't add up.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Noobs is the king. Noobs is the king. 5302. Fuck the enemy, but respect his family.
Oh yeah, this was the on the short clip that you put out.
Yeah. Just respecting your enemy. It's just, once you just get a different mindset when you're in combat and you start to see your enemy and how they live and realize that how much they actually probably mirror yourself.
Yeah.
And it does. It gives you newfound respect for who you're fighting against.
Yeah. And I agree and disagree with it. I agree when you're in the battlefield. Like, I think that you are coming from a perspective now, sitting back and thinking about what you went through. I think on the battlefield, it's different because, like, dude, if I respect my enemy on the battlefield, like, I'm not going to take that, like, I need to
no, you
for
can't
my
have
country.
That.
You can't,
and
because
you're right. It's looking in retrospect. Like, in the moment, it's, yeah, you're fighting back.
I mean, truly,
it's
like
you versus them, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. But yeah, in retrospect, then when you look back and you start like piecing things together, it's like, yeah.
Like in another,
that was me. If I was born and raised in Afghanistan, that would have been me.
Yeah. Yeah. And in another timeline, maybe they came over and you were in a coffee shop with them. And if you sat down and talked to them, would you guys be friends?
That's what I'm saying. Like if roles were completely different, like, yeah, you guys were neighbors, like you probably would have been friends.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. And but the other thing too, that you gain respect for them, that when you think of Afghanistan, like we're about to be in a force-on-force war, which is going to be completely different.
Yeah.
But when you had these motherfuckers out there in flip-flops and AKs and that's it, and we're in full fucking kit, protective kit,
I know,
and they're still gonna try and fight us.
Yeah.
Like, motherfuckers got some balls. Like, I don't know, maybe they want their 21 virgins, but that's ballsy, man. Like, you're gonna come at us with nothing. Then obviously they had the IEDs and bullshit, which is a cheap way to fight war.
I mean, if some adversary came here and it was like the Chinese came and invaded the US, we would probably be making IEDs on the road.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. But that's what I'm saying. Like those motherfuckers had balls over there.
Dude, they've
Like,
beaten more or less. Like
they beat the Russians.
they've beaten everyone that's come through. They beat
Alexander the Great.
Yeah, exactly.
He actually joined them, right? He lost them in battle and ended up building the castle there. It's like, you know what?
Yeah,
my people now.
Yeah. So there's something to
man.
say about those, dude. They're just they know war.
Yeah,
That's all they know.
That's all they've known. Stiggs McQueen, this was an excellent discussion. Someone who's been training in my garage for about 15 years now, but I did try 2 different big gyms back in the day. Sadly, the gym etiquette by the other customers wasn't up to my standards. Yeah, and that's something I think that comes with the culture, though. Build that with the culture.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially, I mean, I'd be interested to see what big gyms you went to, because unfortunately, that's what big gyms bring, like, is that kind of culture. And I don't know, in regards to, you were talking about gym etiquette, like what kind of gym etiquette was up to your standards?
Dude, we even see it all the time at other gyms, like even at 3D, Charlie and Mary, like they had to hang signs like, hey, if you don't put your weights back, like,
oh yeah,
we're banning you.
Yeah,
like,
we do the same thing,
right? And yeah, it's just common courtesy like that. Or people that, like, you know, show up and they grab all the dumbbells off the racks, like, I'm gonna superset. They have all the fucking dumbbells stacked around them.
Yeah,
like, fucking kidding me?
Or like you were talking about lifting in front of the dumbbells, like you leave that space. Isn't that your number one?
It's my biggest pet peeve, dude, when people stand up at the dumbbell rack and just pull them off and just sit there and do curls right in front of. Meanwhile, I've got 100-pound weights I'm trying to put away, and he's standing right fucking in front of it. Like, get the fuck back.
Yeah.
God, that drives me absolutely mad. All right. And then we got one more. Kurt Locker. I would say gym isn't out of the question for me, but I do appreciate your discussion and others I've heard through the years about the reality of it. Seems like I should be in the sign making business, though.
Yeah,
touche.
Dude. Yeah,
what was it, 12 grand?
Yeah, we got quoted at 12 grand for our sign for the whole thing. And I was like, Jesus. Yeah, you're out of your mind, dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't spend that much.
No, I'm not fucking spending all that money.
I mean, how much do you have to be bringing in to where that makes sense?
The 12 grand?
Yeah. You gotta be doing like 100,000 a month.
I would, yeah, I would say
even more.
Yeah,
more than that.
Like 12 grand is so much.
Even if even pulling in, because we're almost to. I still want to spend 12 grand.
My thing is like, what is it doing? Like, aesthetically, it looks nice, right? But is that driving more people to come into the gym just to fucking sign? Like, why am I spending this 12
and what can you take that 12 grand on and buy that would?
Yeah, I can buy 3 new combo racks for 12 grand, which will actually bring people in.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you don't, like, I've been to gyms where they don't have signs and it's fucking sick. Like, yeah, it sucks trying to find them, but then it's like a door and you walk in and you're like, dude, this is like fucking paradise in here.
Yeah.
Like, this is Narnia. You open the closet and you're like, whoa. You know, like,
finding the gem in the fucking.
It's the gem, dude. Yeah. Like, that's my favorite kind of gym is like the ones you can hardly find. They're like the old school, no windows, fucking no air conditioning, old pieces of equipment. The 45s are rusted out.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
45s are rusted.
Yeah. Every 45 weighs like 52 pounds.
Yep. Heavy, just soaks, just like saturated.
Soak and rust. Yeah. Sweat and rust. And it smells like 1980s sweat in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's for the comments, guys. Thank you. We appreciate you. Love the support. So yesterday we did an event out at the gym in Ontario.
Oh, were you there?
Brought in, yeah. We just went and set up a booth and sold some product and gave some discounts and stuff. But
seemed like it was a good turnout.
It was a good turnout, but that's one of those gyms like you were just talking about. They don't really have a sign up. They just took over like an old bank.
Okay.
It still has the vault in it.
Sick.
But dude, they have some unique pieces, shit that I've never seen before that they just have out there. The guy was like a collector.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like these weird pieces of fucking equipment. But yeah, dude, it was a big turnout of people for not really my scene with the bikini competitors posing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was cool to be involved, and I got to meet Tony.
Yep.
Handlebar mustache.
Yeah.
So seems like a really good dude. He's been in it since 1976. He's been doing this for 2 years longer than I've been alive. So just hearing his stories, I was like, fuck, that's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then last night went home, just went down rabbit holes.
Yeah, always. That's all I do
Always.
now.
You see about the canine cops?
Yeah, dude, that's fucked.
Yeah. So here in the Boise area, and correct me if I read through it and I was like, what the fuck? So there was some guy like he was having a standoff with the cops.
Yeah, who had a knife?
He had a knife and he was having a standoff. So they're like, hey, you need to come out. You need to give up. And like, we're going to send in the dogs. So they sent the first dog in. They heard a bunch of yelping and dog didn't come out. So fucking send the second dog.
Same thing.
Same thing. Dude comes running out of the house with a knife. They put him down, right?
They killed him. Yeah.
Put his ass down.
Yep.
Went in. Dogs were stabbed.
Yes.
But the good thing was seeing the clip. You know, they had him actually released from West Vet, and dogs are doing fine.
Yeah,
like
they're fine. They
brought
didn't die, which is incredible.
which is amazing.
Yeah.
So, and it was just cool. Like you see the dogs released from West Vet, and they had like the whole brigade of cop cars like there to pick them up and, you know, bring them back through. And the handlers, the dog handlers, the guys, they're basically their partners, were with them the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, while they went through their surgeries and stuff, they were there for like 36 hours straight, just waiting on them. Like that's badass, dude.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. We don't I don't remember hearing these kind of stories fucking 8 years ago in Boise.
No.
You know,
It's
there's
changed,
a lot.
but there's a lot of stories that I feel like we don't hear. Maybe it just gets skimmed over in the news quickly. Like,
Yeah.
I know when I was, my wife went to the Meridian Police Department and they had to do a sobriety test. She got selected.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I've actually did it.
Oh, you did it?
Well, with the Air Force does the same thing, but we had to get tested on DUI procedures.
Yeah.
So we had people in the Air Force that were our
they come in and
get drunk and then you test and you get to see what they're doing and you get to test your ability to do DUI stop. So
yeah. So Carrie would go in and she would get drunk and then they would do the test with her and shit. But while she was in there, because they have to have a DD to take them home. So I went in one day with her and I was reading on the walls like all these awards that have been given. And there was one officer who won one of the awards because he was shot during a traffic stop. And this was like 3 years ago. And he ended up having to like shoot and kill the guy. And it was his second time. He'd been shot twice while on duty. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I don't remember hearing about this. But, so it happens, dude. Like, no area is completely safe, but it does feel like it's getting worse with all the people.
I mean, it could probably go hand in hand, right? We know that there's an influx of people coming in from California and Oregon and Washington into Idaho. Like our population is growing, which when the population grows, usually crime grows too. It just goes hand in hand, right? So, but I just don't remember. And maybe again, like you said, maybe it was just under wraps, dude. But that's like big time when when canines are getting stabbed and then the guy gets shot and killed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that was nuts. So and I didn't see that on the news. I happened to find this online as I was scrolling.
Yeah, I saw one of my buddies who's Ada County put it up and I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah. Sucks. You feel for the dogs, but dude, they look so happy coming out of West Vet. Like
I'm just so happy that they're fucking alive, man.
Fuck yeah.
Like, God damn.
Made me happy. It was good to see that part of it, you know?
That was there was a cherry on top.
Other news. Did you see Kellen Moore?
I saw that he was getting interviewed for something. I don't know. I didn't follow up. Where'd he get hired?
He's going to the Eagles, baby.
Oh my God. For offensive coordinator?
Offensive coordinator, dude. Kellen Moore going to the Eagles.
Sick.
I'm
good
fucking
for him.
stoked for that.
Like Kellen
let's
Moore, dude.
Get it going, baby.
Yeah.
Fuck, after the shit show of a season we just ended with.
Yeah.
Now we got Kellen Moore in there. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, that's good for him. He's still a young gun, dude.
Dude,
he's in his late 30s, early 40s, maybe.
No, I'd say he's late 30s.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
I think so. And then he was on the Dallas Cowboys, right? He was offensive coordinator for the Cowboys.
Yeah, he played because he played QB for multiple teams, including the Cowboys, and then went to OC. Or no, he became QB coach first, then OC.
Yeah.
And then he's been interviewed for multiple head coaching jobs. If he goes to Eagles and he turns that ship around with the offense.
With Jalen.
We just need to see something happen from that.
You have all the talent in the world. Like,
yeah. And if you heard like the last couple of Eagles games, like even the announcers are like, yeah, there's an art form to play calling, and the Eagles don't have it right now in their offense.
Yeah.
Like they flat out called out the offensive coordinator multiple times. And
Yeah.
so yeah, they made the change.
Well, good. It was embarrassing, dude. They
Super
should have been
embarrassing.
in the NFL. I mean, they have enough talent. They didn't lose. I mean, now they lost Jason Kelsey, which fucking sucks. But
Yeah.
they didn't lose as like too many players to at least be like in it,
Yeah.
in the mix. Like, dude, if they had the play calling, I have no doubt that they could challenge the 49ers or the Lions.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I don't want to go too deep into
Yeah.
sports, but I know that we talk about NIL a
Yeah.
lot, right? And
Mhm.
so here's the other crazy thing I saw the other night is so you take a look at like the Buffs,
Yeah.
Colorado Buffs.
Yeah.
The record, what, 4 wins last year?
This year?
Or
Or
yeah,
23.
this
23. Yeah, 4 or 5, I want to say.
I think they
Mhm.
had 4 wins.
Mhm.
Like just not that great of a showing after a solid start after
Yeah.
beating TCU and stuff. And obviously
Yeah.
all the hype
And they were
around Prime.
ranked. Mhm.
But did you see how much Shador made? Prime Son.
It was like $5 million.
Yes. $5 million last year in just NIL deals.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Like at that point, like you're making more in college. If you go through the draft, you're gonna make less.
Oh, yes. If you're not a first round draft pick, you're making less than you are
Right.
in college. So you might as well
So
just
why
stay.
would you want to? That's why people aren't going to enter the drafts early.
You would
right?
just stay. Yeah. Ride it
Stay.
out, dude. Just
Make
collect
his
your
money.
paycheck. You're like, I might be a second, third, fourth, even like later, but you're playing good in the NFL or in
NCAA,
college football. Fucking ride it
Making
out, dude.
bank. That's crazy. I didn't realize it was that. Like I knew it was significant for some of the top athletes, but Shador's not even. He's not even a top ranked QB right now.
No, he's just popular.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it's just I could see it from a standpoint of Deion Sanders gets clicks and he gets views
Oh, yeah.
from ESPN
It's all about the brand.
to everything. And
all
it's
about-
like,
yeah.
they're not that like great, but he's going to be on ESPN every week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about the personal brand, which I mean, dude, when you think of a business trying to build a brand, like look at that, like what they've done with the Prime brand.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just their personal.
Yeah.
They built this brand around them to where it's just unstoppable.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude. If you can get the right person, right?
Crazy.
You can get the right person.
God damn.
Because a lot of the time it just goes to shit, let's be honest.
Yeah.
With branding for a person that you make,
Yeah.
you know, a brand for. Like C-Bum and whatever the fuck they're doing, whatever the raw nutrition,
yeah.
they're crushing it.
Oh, absolutely.
Like if you can get that one person that will stay, but like we're just talking about, it seems like people get the paycheck. And I'll talk offline about this because I was talking to that company that I said that's going to sponsor, and they were talking about they're redoing their whole athlete program too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're seeing the same shit that you were seeing is like they were giving paychecks to some big athletes and they weren't doing anything. So they had to cut them all because they were like, you guys aren't giving any sort of return on our investment.
And people that it's unfortunate, but that's what a lot of these athletes, that's what they feel like it is to be an athlete. Like, oh no, you just need to give to me. Like I'm the one doing the work.
Yeah,
like,
I'll put it in my bio on Instagram, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to post anything. It's like,
no, you're just supporting me in my dream and what I'm doing.
it's like,
I don't need to. I got to focus on my training. I don't have time to focus on you.
It's like that's not
how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So companies are starting to realize that, and there may have been companies with deep pockets, and they were okay with that. But that's changing.
It's changing, yeah, and it's interesting to hear from that company about that because I was like, okay, yep, shit's changing.
Yeah. What else we got in the news, man?
The breaking news. Let's talk about that. So about 30 minutes ago, they just President Biden just addressed to, I don't know if it was he just released a statement that 3 U.S. service members were killed and 25 injured in a suicide drone attack in Jordan. And Biden is saying he vows to hold all those responsible. What's interesting about this is one, reading the comments section, everyone's like, wait, we have troops in Jordan, which is interesting. So the base that was attacked is right on the border of Syria, and they do a lot of ops in and out of Syria, which if you don't know, we still have bases in Syria.
Oh yeah.
And service members in Syria. But what's also interesting about this, there's, I think, 2 parts of it. One, we have never been attacked in Jordan before. We've never had service members attacked in Jordan before. So it's a new front, right? Even though we've had a base there, we've never actually had service members killed or injured in Jordan. Usually, at least for the Air Force, when I knew a couple of my friends that got stationed over there or deployed over there, they would push all those jets that were over there would get pushed either to Syria or to Afghanistan when we were still doing that, playing that game, and Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
Number two is they're blaming Iranian-backed terrorist groups again. So we're playing this back and forth game. And I guess a third one, which kind of fucking freaks me the fuck out, is the drone shit, dude.
Right. So that's what I was just looking at. Like, if you look up here on the board, so so 3 killed, 25 injured in drone attack, but America is Tower 22. Jordan is near the border of Syria, like what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Already precarious situation. Officials said the drone was fired by the Iran-backed militants and appeared to come from Syria.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they have drones?
Yeah. Yeah. I think Iran, if I remember correctly, I want to say Iran is one of the biggest producers of drones in the world. Or I could be wrong, and I could be that China is the biggest producer of drones, but they sell all their drones to Iran. It's one or the other. But this drone warfare is it freaks me out. And I know that me and you have talked before on the podcast because there's a lot of videos of the Ukraine war and all their drone combat, but this is what it's coming to, guys. Like,
as of Friday, there have been more than 158 attacks on U.S. and coalition forces in Iraq and Syria.
Yeah.
Though officials have described constant volley of drones, rockets, and missiles as unsuccessful, as they have been frequently, not cause serious injury or damage to infrastructure. But it's
getting hotter over there. So, and a lot of people will question, well, why the fuck are we over there? Right. That will be the number one question. Why do we have people in Jordan? Why do we have troops stationed in Jordan? Why do we have troops stationed in Syria? Why do we still have troops stationed in Iraq?
In Iraq?
Or Afghanistan?
I don't think we do. We don't have any in Afghanistan right now. Like, we pulled everybody out, right?
Do we have a couple? Or maybe it's just contractors over there now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We still have U.S. military personnel.
We have contractors over there still, like, supporting their infrastructure.
Yeah,
like helping them with, like, we want them to be able to police their own shit, but they don't have the. I mean, I saw it firsthand over there. Like, it's a shit show with the ANP and the AF, the ANA.
Yeah,
you just don't know what the fuck they're doing yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, Syria. I mean, Syria is a different story. Like you said, I mean, dude, they're harboring like terrorist activities. Like a lot of what's going on in Syria and stuff is backing our main foes, right? Am I wrong?
Well, yeah, and Russia has a big presence in Syria.
Russia does? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's like the proxy war they consider.
Yeah. God, that sucks, dude. It's just too much conflict.
There's a lot going on, right? Because then you still have the Yemen stuff going on, and then you still have Gaza, the Gaza Strip, and the Palestinians and the Israelis, and then you still have Ukraine, which is not on the news anymore. I haven't seen anything, but there
was like a week ago they bombed a Russian city.
Yeah, that's still going on. So there's a lot of different stuff, and I mean, you keep watching the Chinese stuff. Just keep that in the back of your mind too. Just wait. Whatever, it's 2026 or 2027 that they said that they were going to take Taiwan. So let's keep that in the forefront of our minds to see what they start playing with, because they're getting a little bit more edgier and edgier.
Yeah. Yeah. But like you talk about the technology with drones and stuff like that. And that's what's scary to me is like, so I shared that video with you the other day about AI and the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys haven't seen this
shit will fucking blow your mind.
I don't want to crank it up, but
they did is they had
stuff right here.
A camera looking at a space with people in it. That's sort of like coming in from one eye. The other eye is the radio signals, so sonar from the Wi-Fi router, and they just learned to predict like this is where the human beings are. Then they took away the camera, so all the AI had was the language of radio signals bouncing around a room, and this is what they're able to reconstruct. Real-time 3D pose estimation, right? So suddenly AI has turned every Wi-Fi router into a camera that can work in the dark, specially tuned for tracking living beings.
God damn it. Like that's scary. So yeah, so AI can technically turn any Wi-Fi,
Yeah,
like
because
the Wi-Fi that we have in here
yes.
can basically send out almost like sonar.
Yeah, exactly. With radio
And-
signals or Wi-Fi signals that it can ping and see where those people are
And
proportionate
how
to
you're
it.
sitting, if you're standing, where exactly you're at in the room. And it was like spot on, like what the Wi-Fi came back with versus the camera's picture, like it was
Yeah.
dead on. So thinking about, oh man,
Everyone has a Wi-Fi router in their house.
yep, you just turn Wi-Fi into basically a weapon. Like if you wanted to, like think about that, because like we use thermal in the military, you use thermal goggles, use, like this is next
Yeah.
level. Like now you can see through walls. Like,
Yep.
fuck it, I know where these motherfuckers are at.
Yep.
Breach and clear, boom, everybody's dead
Yeah.
in seconds.
Yeah. I bet
Holy
we,
fuck.
I bet we already knew about this technology. That's what's kind of scary. I bet you the US government is already fucking known about this. But if
That
they
one
don't, now
bothered
they
me,
do,
dude.
and they're like, "Here we go."
Yeah, that bothered me. Like watching this video, like holy fuck,
Dude,
because like you said, everybody has Wi-Fi.
the gasp
Everybody.
of the audience.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking nuts. And
Yeah.
like it's kind of funny because when I worked in corporate America, everybody has their laptops here,
Yeah.
and a lot of people would like
I know,
put
dude.
the
Put
tape
the
over the
Band-Aid or the tape over
like
it.
I don't want anybody logging in my
But
machine.
they
seeing
have
me,
this
or-
right
yeah.
beside them.
Like, are you get the fuck out of here? But now it's like, you see this, you're like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
God,
You
that's
know
some
all this shit
crazy
is
ass shit,
fucking
man.
dude, you know all this technology, like from your phone and from your computer. It's all being stored.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I don't give a fuck. Like, that's why people, and I get it. I get it. Like, yeah, because the terms and conditions around TikTok are scary, but
Yeah.
it's like I don't really care if they have like what.
They already have
they-
like, dude,
yeah,
I'm doing a
I don't give a
podcast
fuck.
right now,
Yeah,
dude. I'm
yeah.
saying like crazy shit. Like, yeah,
They
that's
got all my information. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what they're gonna do with it.
yeah. What are they gonna do with it?
So I don't personally care about that, but you're right. Like all of our information is tracked everywhere, but like this is like next level. Like,
Yeah.
it kind of keeps leveling up. Oh,
Yeah. Along those lines, I was listening to the Rogan podcast with Duncan Trussell, and they were talking about Chat GPT.
Yeah.
And I just started fucking with Chat GPT with school, not in regards to anything for writing. It was just interesting because I was talking to Will, one of my buddies from ILB, and he was telling me, like, I was like, yeah, I'm in fucking grad school. He's like, well, you're using Chat GPT for grad school? And I'm like, no, dude, I'm not going to be one of those people. He's like, no, I'm not telling you to be one of those people that just make them write
Cheats.
the paper, right?
Right.
It's like, dude, there's so many other things that you can do with it. He was like, let me give you the prompts. He's like, here's some ideas of what you should do. And I was like, oh, dude, that's actually really smart. So, like, for instance, I was copying and pasting some journal articles or some articles that they sent to us, right? And you can prompt it to be like, hey, in layman's terms, tell me what's going on. Even though I've read the article, I want to see what it's picking up on, right? I was like, oh, I didn't think about that when I was reading that article. That's cool. And then if you can prompt it to be like, okay, I want you to make questions that I might see on a test through it, just to see if you are actually like retaining the information about it. And it's like incredible that you can do that.
Yeah, dude, that's where it's all about, right? It's all about the prompts, and that's why I get hit up, because I always do all this AI research. Like I'm fascinated by AI and how it's evolving, and now I get hit with all these, like, there's all these companies like selling like, hey, buy our Chat GPT prompts, and we have over 200 prompts, and those always crack me up. But it's the prompts are powerful, right? It's just you have to really think through like what you want to get out of it. And a lot of people do use Chat GPT as a crutch. Like, hey, write this paper for me.
And that's garbage, dude.
Right. But if you wanted to, let's say, write an entire paper and then copy, paste in a Chat GPT, and then I would do, because this is what we do for UXO, right? I'll write an entire product description because I know exactly what I want to hit. I'll dump it into Chat GPT and I'll be like, rewrite this with a focus on conversions, right? Like you want to, and then what I'll do is it'll type it all out and it does it super fast, and I'll skim through it, and majority of the stuff I already have, I'm going to keep, but I'll be like, boom, there'll be like a sentence in there that's like, bah. I'll be like, oh shit, that's powerful. And I'll take that sentence and I'll throw it in my, so it's just really thinking through like how you can use it to your advantage, but not using it because people can, dude, you can read. At least I've noticed some because of how ChatGPT spits out its stuff. Like if someone copies and pastes something from ChatGPT, it's almost like you can read it. And you can be like, this motherfucker used ChatGPT.
Fuck yeah, the verbiage that they're saying, like especially if they don't like change it or whatever, it's like, dude, this is a computer talking. This is the algorithm talking.
Oh, 100%. And that's how Google actually has like it can tell if your article is written by, and they'll actually like if you're just copy and pasting ChatGPT stuff and using it as a blog on your website, that'll actually hurt your Google rankings because Google can tell. Like if you used AI to do something.
Yeah, I think it's a powerful tool for sure, and especially with like just trying. I mean, at least for school wise, like trying to see if you missed anything in a journal or like seeing what it does, you know, and like getting test questions in regards to not the what's going to be on the test, but testing your ability to retain information to
using
see if
it almost
you
like
know
a check and balance.
Yeah,
right? Like,
dude. Yeah,
knowledge check.
It's not like motherfuckers aren't just Googling like, hey, like there's a lot of programs in schools that have all of the test questions on Google already.
Yeah.
And they'll just fucking type in whatever it is and they'll be like, oh, okay, cool. This is the answer. You know, like people are still using it that way. But like if you can use it to your advantage, I mean, it's not going fucking away, dude. It's only gonna get better.
Oh, it's good.
So you might as well start learning how to use it now to your
encourage you guys.
advantage.
If you're not using ChatGPT, you should be.
Yes,
right?
agreed.
And I use it for everything. Even my TikTok videos, I'll just throw it in there and be like, hey, I already have the idea of what I want to create. And it's just let ChatGPT make it more impactful. So, hey, here's the video idea. Type it out. Give me 5 to 10 hooks that I can use to really engage the customer, really engage my viewers right up front. And we'll spit out 5 to 10 hooks.
Yeah.
9 of them might suck, but there might be one in there, you know, and you might have to put that same prompt in like 3 or 4 times till you get one that was like, that's it, you know?
Yeah.
But dude, I love ChatGPT. I use it all the time.
Yeah. I was listening to the podcast, but they were talking about how like it's open source ChatGPT, right? That means anyone can go on and use it if you have a Google account or like an email account.
Just sign in.
You just sign in and you can just fucking play with it. And it's really cool what it can do.
So, and right now, what's great is because when it first came out, or when I first learned of it, and I signed in, it would only allow so many people on the servers. So it was definitely like you had to hope, and like you'd have to keep trying to log in, and you couldn't get in. Now because of how popular it's going, they've just expanded their servers to where now anybody can get in anytime with the sign in of an email. There's no waiting like there used to be. Like it's money.
But they were talking about how because it's open source, like that there's different, not like ChatGPT, but something in regards to AI that the U.S. government's using or other foreign governments that are using that are not ChatGPT. And they were just discussing like, is it sentient? Like, what has it become already? Like, because there's crazy stuff that the government has that we don't even know about, and that they're on the forefront of this shit.
Oh, they have to be. And it's scary. Like reading, I mean, we've had those chats about AI and stuff being sentient, discussions that like Google had and how they've shut programs down because it just became too fucking scary.
Yeah.
But they're still dabbling in it.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That's like, you have to be.
Yeah.
It's too too crazy not to be, to optimize everything at least. Like from that standpoint, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to touch on, to go back on the news, the whole Texas thing, which is fucking bonkers.
Texas thing. Yeah. Hold on. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I was just trying to pull it up on the screen over here, but yeah, dude, Texas is heating up.
Yeah, I'll give it a little rundown about it then.
Go ahead.
So Monday of last week, the Supreme Court said that the federal government has the authority to remove razor wire. For those of you who don't know, the state of Texas is putting down razor wire in the border of Texas because they have such an influx of illegal immigrants coming in through the border. So they believe that it's their right to protect their state.
And see, so like this is an unprecedented time because this has never happened before, right? So now you have a state battling against the federal government.
Yes. But states backing Texas now.
Well, 100%. I mean, I personally, I back Texas. Like, I get where they're coming from, the federal government. Like, this is inhumane, right? Well, it's only inhumane if the motherfuckers are trying to crawl through it when they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
They already know this is the border. You're not supposed to cross it.
Yeah.
If we have to put down razor wire to keep them the fuck out, we put down razor wire in Afghanistan to keep the enemy out.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
not that I'm calling them enemies, but like, there's laws in place for a fucking reason.
Yeah. I think, yeah, it's frustrating to me because I see it on both sides of the spectrum in regards to, I believe that we should be protecting our borders. I believe
We
that there is
have
a
to.
process in play, but there's people that are coming into the border that shouldn't be coming into the border, and we need to fucking figure that out. There's also people that are coming into the border that are coming from destabilized countries because the US government went into their countries, aka the CIA, and destabilized their country from all the drug running and the cartel and all that kind of
Colombia
stuff. We're
and
talking
South
about
America.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like their countries are a fucking wreck. And the US, I'm not saying the US, it was all US government, but like we had a little bit to do with that. So what do we do with those people? Like it was federal agencies that did that. So like, what do we do with those people? But I still think that we have laws in place and we should be able to protect our country, and
We have
states
to, but
should be
that's
able
the
to
thing is,
protect
like,
their state, you know?
100%. And so with the federal government, because that's the issue, is the federal government's like, hey, you can't, but to the state, like, what's this doing to Texas, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have all these immigrants, illegal immigrants flooding in.
Yeah.
Homelessness is going to go through the roof, right? Because they're
Yeah.
not going to be able to get jobs. Crime's going to go through the roof.
Mhm.
We have all these things that it affects. And
And
I
then
don't know,
the other argument is, right, like I touched on that in regards to, destabilization of countries, but at the same time, the majority, it looks like, if statistics are right, it's military aged men that are coming through the border right
and
now,
that's scary.
right? Like it's not women and children that are coming through.
Right. Yeah, and like, I know there's rumors of it, and I don't want, but like, there's always been talks that, like, the I want to say Afghans, terrorist cells are infiltrating the U.S. through our southern border.
Terrorist cells, the Chinese, the
Dude,
Iranians, and it's more or less like sleeper cells. It's kind of conspiracy, kind of not.
It's kind of conspiracy, and that's why I say, there's rumors of it, but it's definitely a valid possibility. Like, even though I haven't seen it, but like these extremists, like, they've already attacked us once on our soil, right? Through using airplanes. They found a weak point. So what's to say that hey, here's a weak point, like, it's being televised.
Yeah.
It's fucking known around the world, a weak point for entry into the United States.
Yeah.
And they've talked about it. Terrorists have always said, like, the extremists that I've personally been up against, like, they flat out said, like, if that they're going to come to our land and hunt us and kill us.
And if I was Iran or China or Russia right now, I would be going into Mexico and South America, giving these people money and saying, you're going to go to the border.
Yep.
And you're going to infiltrate the border.
Yeah.
Just to make it a fucking problem. Because I want to fuck with the US.
Yep.
And this goes full circle, dude. And this is what's kind of fucking crazy. There are so many things that you need your fucking government ID or license for.
Right.
You don't need a fucking license to vote in the US. For the president of the United States, you do not need a fucking license to vote. And that's interesting because, like, a lot of people that flood and again, it's kind of conspiracy, kind of not, right?
Right.
The Democrats are the ones that are backing up. And whatever, I can get into that later. But the Democrats are backing up that it's racist to fucking ask people to show a fucking federal ID or ID to vote for the president of the United States.
How's it fucking
dude?
racist?
It's racist to say that it's racist.
Right.
It's funny because there's videos of these people going into Philadelphia and Chicago, like impoverished, and they're asking the community, like those people that the federal government are saying that it's racist to get a federal ID. And they're like, yeah, I have a driver's license. Like, of course I have a driver's license, or I have some sort of ID. It's racist that the federal government is telling me that I can't get it. Like, why are they telling me that I can't get this license? Why? Because I'm stupid? I can't just go down to the DMV and sign up. Like, it's
Yeah.
not that hard, but why don't they want that? It's just, isn't that ludicrous to think that you can't, like, you don't have to have a form of ID to vote for the president of the United States?
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like, you even have to have a library card. Don't you? In order to get a library card, don't you have to show an ID? I
Probably.
think you do.
Probably. It just goes full circle. Like, why is this an issue in regards to, because the US government will never say it's an issue because we destabilize country. And maybe that's not even an issue. Maybe they're not even thinking that. I'm just like, from my conspiracy mind, like that's what I think of, right?
Right.
But why isn't it an issue that we are trying to protect our borders? Why is the federal government saying that this state of Texas can't do this?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's dumb because, dude, the border has been an issue for the longest time. So what's going to work? Like, we couldn't build the wall.
No, that's racist.
That's fucking stupid. But and the thing that sucks is just looking at how much money we sent to Ukraine, how much money we've sent over to Israel,
Dude.
how much money we've sent, but we can't protect our own southern border.
It never comes back, right? It's always out to other people. It's never here.
It's never here. Like they said, 1/3 of the money that we sent over to Ukraine, if we would have just taken 1/3 of it, it would have fixed the homeless issue in the United States. 1/3, just 1/3 of what we sent over to Ukraine, homelessness would be fixed. God, it's disgusting. Politicians, man,
making that money.
I don't know, but it's crazy. Like watching, because dude, and here's the thing, I didn't even know about the whole razor wire thing until about last week when someone asked me about it, because, dude, I've been avoiding the news. Like, especially now with it being an election year, like I have to, or else I just get too fucking, it's
depressing, dude.
Yeah,
it's depressing.
I get anxious and I start, worrying about shit that's out of my control. And so I kind of just like tune it out. But yeah, someone brought up to me, like, fuck, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
So I had to look it up. And now you're seeing that, like, even the truckers are going down there to back Texas. Like, dude, truckers unions are going down there.
Truckers,
like, man, fucking God.
Let's see if
the National Guard. Texas has already activated the National Guard to support them.
Yeah, like, and then they were saying that somehow the federal government was going to federalize the National Guard so that the National Guard can work. That's what I said. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's what sucks, is when power starts. Like, I say, fuck, let Texas roll and do their thing. They're protecting their own fucking state.
Yeah. And if they can't, then why are they even part of the United States of America? If the federal government is telling them that you cannot protect your state, you can't protect your house,
right? But you're gonna pay taxes.
A lot of taxes, baby. we're gonna send it overseas to our friends.
God, it makes me sick, dude.
Yeah,
but this is the other reason why you sit there and look at it.
I try not to. I do look at the news because I like talking to you about it, and like our listeners, because I think it's good to be read up on what's actually going on in world events. Granted, we live in like a bubble, like a lot of people live in a bubble until something happens, dude. And like, it's going to get to a point. Like, when does it get to a point where it's too much? Like, when we're just so flooded with, and something big happens, like a terrorist attack happens.
Yeah.
Is that going to open your eyes? Like, aren't we supposed to, we're protecting our borders so that doesn't happen. It's going to come to a point where it potentially could.
Yeah.
And then what? I don't know.
Yeah.
Texas.
God. It's frustrating.
I'm not getting you started.
No, but it's true. It's like, I just hate how things have played out. But
and it goes back to your thing of like, what can we do? Like,
it's not that we can do right now. It's cool to see, like, the truckers stepping up, and like people who can't make an impact an impact, and what they believe in.
Did I send you that video of the Green Beret guy yesterday? He got out of the military 12 years, and it kind of ties into what we're talking about of like, you can make a difference if you just become a politician. You can make a difference. So the guy was like, talking. He was 10 years in or 12 years in, and he saw the debacle going on with Afghanistan. And there was a lot of like red tape around what they could and couldn't do. Right. And there was a lot of times where he would get fucked over and they couldn't even go out and do what their mission asked them to do because of politics. And he was like, fuck this, I'm getting out of the military. Like, I can't take this anymore. And his sergeant major came down to him and he's like, what are you doing? Like, you're 12 years in. He's like, sergeant major, like, you know, I can't do it anymore. Like, I'm sacrificing so much for my family going over here. This is my 5th deployment and we're not really making a difference. And he's like, I could see, you know, sergeant major was like, well, you're on the path to become what I am. And he's like, when you become me, he's like, you can make a difference when you're a sergeant major. And he looked at sergeant major and he goes, well, sergeant major, what difference have you made since you've been sergeant major? And he didn't have an answer. And he's like, exactly. And he ended up getting out of the military.
It's true, man. Like, yeah. No, you see that. Like, there's always a boss, especially like in the military. It's like, yeah, you get to sergeant major. Well, then you're reporting to command sergeant major.
Yeah.
And when you get to command sergeant major, you're reporting to sergeant major in the Army.
Yeah.
When you get to sergeant major in the Army, you're reporting to
SecDef, right? Or
yeah, Department of Defense. Like the and it's like Secretary of Defense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know,
yeah.
Like, and who's he report to? President.
Yeah. And who's the president report to? Congress. Who's Congress report to? Hopefully their constituents, but that's not always the case.
Whoever's paying them the most money.
Yeah, exactly. Raytheon.
You know? Goddamn. So yeah, it's true. And voices only get you so far, and that's why we have so much, you know, uprise right now. Because, and I get it. Like, people are so, like, you have to be passionate about your belief, and having passion for your beliefs goes both ways. You're always going to have people on both sides of it, and that's why we have so much unrest in our world. Like I said, dude, this Texas border, this is unprecedented. We haven't, like, what, dude, we had the Civil War.
Yeah.
When was the last time that we really had conflict within the country?
Dude, oh my fucking God, dude. I've seen so many of my, like, not friends, but people that I went to high school with. And I grew up in a very, like, either you were low middle class or very upper class. Like, it was just this blend of people. And it's like these people that stayed in my town, right? Never grew, like, that they took over mommy and daddy's business and are doing very well for themselves, right?
Yeah, good for them.
And they're all posting about, ooh, Civil War is next. And it's like, dude, you guys do not want Civil War. You guys have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Just because you're reposting this shit, you had no idea what this would fucking look like. You want a Civil War?
It'd be mayhem in the streets.
You can't,
like,
it'd be fucking chaos, dude. Like,
fucking chaos. Yeah.
All the gas stations would be closed down. You couldn't get gas, so you can't drive. Oh, guess what?
Food?
No food's coming. Yep. Okay. What about your electricity? Who's going to do that? Oh, there's no electricity anymore. You know?
Right.
Oh, you're going to have to take a shit outside. You have no idea. Like, you have no idea what that looks like. But it's easy to fucking repost and be like, ooh, you're going to have a Civil War. We're going to have a Civil War.
Yeah, we don't want that.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about,
plus, so if we win a Civil War, right? You have all these other countries standing by.
What we talked about?
Russia, like, shit. That's our land now.
It's our time to play.
Get in there.
We're going to take Hawaii. Just take a little piece. We'll take that. That's nice. Alaska, Russia. Come on, we're taking Alaska back.
Yeah, and with me bringing up Civil War, I'm not saying that's what's coming. It's just like we haven't had this type of conflict since. Like, this is unprecedented. Like, what's happening in the Texas border, and I'm sure it'll de-escalate. Like, that's what we need to pray for. Is like, let's let shit de-escalate.
Yeah.
But God, can you imagine? Yeah, if we had Civil War, we are the most armed country. Everybody has weapons. Yeah. Everybody be on the streets just shooting motherfuckers.
Yeah, you don't want to see that shit, man. And like, what it's driving to that point, but it's like, it's just you're seeing the federal government fail on a big scale now, right? Like, the hypocrisy and, like, nothing's getting done, and all of our money's going overseas. It's like frustrating, right? And then it's like, well, you have the voice, and it's like, what is my voice even doing, dude? And granted, it's an election year, so shit's getting fucking a little wild up, a little fucking hectic.
Yeah.
It's just there's a lot of shit that's going on right now. This just frustrating, and it will continue to be so, because I remember listening to our first podcast, and we're like, dude, shit's getting crazy, and here we are still, shit's getting crazy. Like it will forever be something that we talk about.
Yeah.
Whether that's because they like to pull strings and it's because there's something bigger going on. If you're a conspiracy person, there's actually something bigger going on behind the scenes, so they need this distraction. Or no, I think this is a big deal. I think the Texas thing is a big deal. I think the Jordan thing is a big deal. I think that we're overseas is a big deal. Dealing with all of the fucking bullshit that we deal with. Do we have happy news?
Right. Hey, I'll tell you what, today's playoff day, right?
Yeah.
We're down to the final 4 teams. We got Taylor Swift
versus
Lamar.
Yeah, which Taylor Swift's gonna win.
No, fuck that. This is Lamar's
I'm gonna
year.
be so fucking pissed, dude.
Lamar's taking it,
dude.
bro.
If it's the 49ers versus the Chiefs, I'm gonna be so mad.
No, it's
please,
gonna be Ravens and Lions. It's got to be Ravens and fucking Lions.
If it's the Chiefs, I refuse to watch the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, you're boycotting it,
dude? It's too easy. Like it's too easy to like. I'm not one of those guys that says that it's rigged.
Yeah,
but like. The Chiefs again in the Super Bowl, and Taylor Swift has been the biggest thing that has happened in the NFL in the fucking past 20 years. Like ratings are off the fucking charts right now.
Doesn't matter. They're losing.
They're fucking better. I hope
Ravens
Lamar
are winning.
balls the fuck out.
He's
dude.
going to.
Even though I'm a Steelers fan,
Very
I want to see Lamar win, and then I want to see Lamar get his ass kicked against Detroit.
I just want to see Lamar whoop some ass, and I want to see drunk Kelsey in the audience just having a blast. Like it was last year. Did you see him jumping out?
Thank God
awesome,
that
And the people's comments, it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, did you hear some of the people like, oh, what, security doesn't apply to famous people? God, I hate this fucking guy. It's like, how the fuck you gonna hate Jason Kelsey?
Dude, he's just having fun.
A fucking god.
Yeah. At least it took some of the spotlight off of fucking Brittany Mahomes and Taylor Swift and fucking Patrick's fanboy, his little brother that doesn't do anything for this world, just rides on his coattails. Sorry, I have a lot of angst against this fucking whole debacle, dude. I don't know. I felt like it's taken away from the NFL season this year is the whole Taylor Swift thing. And I get it that the NFL is capitalizing in it. I'm just going to be really fucking mad if the Chiefs win and they're in the Super Bowl and all you got to see is Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes fucking dancing in their VIP section.
Yeah. But dude, I want to see the Lions. Lions need to
dude, they're my no. Come on, baby. Come on. I fucking love their coach.
Yeah. Dude, you know what cracks me up? I don't know if you watched the last few games, but when they have Skipper going to report. You haven't seen that shit?
Mm-mm.
Oh, because you remember how they lost that one game, their last game that they lost.
Yeah.
And they basically won it in the final seconds by doing the trick play, but the ref was like, Skipper didn't check in.
Yep.
And they showed it over and over again. Skipper approaching the ref, and you saw that ref team they're not allowed. They got downgraded.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so they couldn't ref any of the playoff games. So that's kind of the NFL saying like, yeah, they fucked that. They
fucked up, yeah.
But now when Skipper goes in to report, like and the announcers always joke like, oh, look at this, Skipper's reporting, and he's following the ref around, going like this: I'm reporting, I'm reporting, I'm reporting, like over and over. There's been like 3 plays that he's reported in to potentially be a receiver.
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's so funny, man. But yeah, I want to see the Lions take it this year.
I love their coach, dude. I love how fucking just passionate he is.
Dude, he's the man. And you know that he originally played for the Lions during their 0-16 season. He was on their team. So he's been with the Lions at the lowest of the low.
Yeah.
Now he's with them at the highest of the high.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
Yep. I love it, dude. I love to see it. I hope they fucking beat the 49ers.
They have to.
I hope so.
And Jared Goff, like I want it for Jared Goff. I want it for
I just want it for the city of Detroit.
Yeah, for the city of the dude. They've been through such a great underdog story.
They were like what Detroit should have done last week is the fucking lights should have all dimmed in the stadium, right? And then all of a sudden you hear fucking Eminem come out with his hood up. Singing "Lose Yourself," dun, 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 and Dan Campbell right behind him, fucking coming out right behind Eminem, and they're all fucking
eating like a
walking
big
out.
fucking turkey leg or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, spaghetti.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you hear it though when they played "Lose Yourself"?
Huh.
So they played it before the
they?
game. When Eminem was in the stadium, he was on the sidelines watching the game, and the whole crowd like
Was
just-
fucking getting after it.
just singing it. You could
Dude,
hear the
yeah.
entire crowd just it was
Detroit's
fucking
been
dope.
through, dude. Good for that. I mean, fuck, like their fans are loyal, man. Like,
Yeah.
they've been through some crazy
Yeah, and
shit.
they showed that one guy that's been a season ticket holder since like 79 or
Yeah.
some shit. You see him?
Yeah,
He's just in the crowd, just living it up.
yeah. I hope they can beat the 49ers.
I'd have
man.
been
It's
waiting
in,
for it.
it's in San Francisco tonight, so we'll see what they can do.
Let's go, baby.
But hopefully Lamar fucking stomps Patrick Mahomes' head in.
All right, man.
I think
Is that it, bro?
I think that's
Do we
it.
have any
man.
questions for them? What do we want them to talk about? Hey, let us know your thoughts on the Texas border.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
what are you guys' thoughts?
And what is our responsibility as a nation? Like, I mean, I kind of presented two things, right? I like to see
Both sides of an
problems
argument?
in both sides. Even if I
Yep.
don't agree, I want to see like the flip of the coin, more or less. And I'm not saying either side is right.
Yeah.
I'm siding with the state of Texas.
So am I.
Yeah. Let's be honest.
So,
Yeah.
but we'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on the topic.
Yep.
It's crazy time.
Crazy times, and we'll continue to talk about it, and hopefully we get some happier news. We talked about the canines today. That was happy news.
That was happy news.
That was happy news.
We talked about NFL too. It's always happy news.
Yeah, it's just a distraction from what's actually going on, but sometimes you need that because we would go a little fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need the Coliseum.
The Coliseum. Oh, the NFL?
Yeah. Mhm.
Coliseum.
Yeah, like the Roman gladiator kind
Yeah.
of. That's like the new Roman gladiator. It's like what's that famous quote? It's like give people fucking
What they want to see? I don't know.
more or less, right? And then they'd be distracted, and we can kind of do our own thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. If you find that quote, you can put it up there. But
Perfect.
okay. Well, thanks everybody for joining in. We will have a new podcast next week, and we will talk about how Lamar Jackson stomped Patrick Mahomes' head in, and the Detroit Lions are going to win the Super Bowl.
Boom. Have a good one, guys.
Goodbye.